Hello and welcome to Gadget Guru. Today we're going to be talking about cameras of all sizes, shapes and descriptions, and also 3D cameras. This is what the professionals use to actually turn out 3D. Has it reached cutting edge yet or not?
Absolutely. I think it's very interesting. This is what we see. We keep talking about TV as a 3D, maybe a player, a Blu-ray player as a 3D, but the content behind creating that becomes an important element now.
Shanu is the person who flew off to Japan to take a look at all of these camcorders. I guess the interesting thing to note is that 3D cameras, semi-professional ones which TV broadcasters like us can use, the price points are actually coming down. They're not that much more expensive than a simple high-definition camera.
No, I think that's point number one, that the difference is not that vast. Number two, we'll also be looking at consumer level 3D cameras, video cameras that just the viewers can actually buy and make their own 3D content if they've got a 3D TV, then that may be a necessary element. But I think the most interesting thing when we're going to explore these cameras is that amazing thing that do you have to change the way you think? Because, you know, we have camera people, we have professionals. You and me.
I want to actually ask that, and let's just take a look at some of these 3D cameras. Cutting edge of what's happening in the camera world. These are 3D cameras, and whatever they are doing, whatever changes you're seeing in the camera world, eventually will translate into what you can see with your eyes.
Well, that's exactly how you would see me on a 3D camera. This is the Panasonic 3D camera. We showed you exactly this behind glasses at CTech last year, but today we have it in our hands. That's also a testimony to the fact that 3D has evolved so much in the past 1 year. Well, let's take a clean look at what exactly this camera is all about. Panasonic AG3D-A1. That's the complicated name given to this camera. It shoots 3D with its integrated twin lens. This means there are two lenses, one for the left vision and one for the right, that have been put side by side to create the 3D image just like the human eye does. Usually films like Avatar were usually made by rigging two separate lenses side by side, which is cumbersome. So, the integrated twin lens system is new, it's flexible, and it's the first of its kind in the world. To complete the 3D experience, one needs a 3D monitor and 3D glasses, while the images get recorded in a memory card. Well, shooting in 3D is actually fantastic, but you know, it comes with its advantages and disadvantages. And the first disadvantage is that the very fact that it's got two lenses means it requires that much more light. So shooting in low light can be actually quite a pain. Secondly, the range of this camera is only 3 meters to 30 meters. So anything beyond that or below that, you will lose the 3D impact. Another problem we saw was with the fact that you need the extra 3D monitor to really determine what you're shooting, as the LCD only displays blurry images that cannot be corrected with the 3D glasses. But the professional camera gives stunning image quality and also gave flexibility because of its compact size and weight. It didn't feel too different to shoot on this form factor from a regular professional camera. Overall, the image results are great, but just collecting the paraphernalia could be quite a task. While we got to dabble with the professional camera from Panasonic, we landed up in Japan. Why? Because Panasonic is all set to launch the 3D camcorder. Well, yes, it is the only one in the world, and of course the first one too. I'm going to write in before the seminar starts and show you what this camera is all about. Okay, so we've seen it from far, but now I have it hands-on. So what are my first impressions of the Panasonic 3D camcorder? Well, I like the look. It's very clean and simple. The lens might look a little odd, but that's because we've never seen a 3D camcorder before. So when we get used to it, we will get really adjusted to it. Now, the most important and the interesting bit is that the main body is actually a predecessor of the Panasonic stable. It's the TM700. But of course, the picture quality has been totally enhanced and now it is 3D capable. So I'm going to roll something in 3D and see how it feels. If you try to attach the 3D conversion lens to the regular TM700 or any other predecessor of the Panasonic family, it will not be possible. The twin 3D conversion lens has been made specially to fit the SDT750. But the good thing is that when you remove this lens, you can also shoot in 2D. The touch LCD display shows the image recording to the left eye perspective, which means you see the image in 2D. And that could be a problem when you shoot in 3D, as you will never really know what your exact frame is until you hit the edit table. But that is one thing Panasonic has taken care of, the post-production. The 3D camcorder comes with an editing software HD Writer AE 2.61, which will help you easily edit your home videos. But like all 3D cameras, this too will need a 3D TV or the Panasonic 3D Viera to watch its effect by simply connecting an HDMI cable. Panasonic has left no stone unturned in its capacity to make sure that the 3D technology reaches professionals and households alike. In fact, they have gone a step further to make it easier to use with bundled editing softwares. While the world waits to see this holiday season how 3D technology really shapes up, the Panasonic 3D camcorder is all set to release just in time for the test in October at $14,000. At Sapporo, Japan, they left us with a prototype of a 3D still camera lens. Again, a twin lens that will shoot stills in 3D in the future. Well, 3D might have been the highlight at this meet in Japan, but Panasonic had a lot more to offer, whether it was camcorders or even still cameras. Panasonic SDX1. Panasonic went the light way with the world's lightest camcorder, weighing only 0.5 pounds. But it was heavy in features and image quality. This half-palm-sized camcorder records in Full HD and also boasts of Panasonic's intelligent auto mode. It automatically selects the most suitable of 6 shooting modes at the simple press of a button. Hybrid OIS provides more accurate handshake correction with its 4-axis blur detection, helping to steady images even when zooming or shooting a moving object. But the best part is that you can also double it up as a web camera with built-in capabilities for internet video calling. And that is the interesting feature, a camcorder that immediately and easily connects to the web for you to share your moments ASAP. Connect to Facebook or YouTube with a simple plug and upload capabilities. Panasonic went ahead and added the same features, pocket size. You could say they put your moments in your pocket for you to share with the world online. The Panasonic TA1, a pocket camcorder that also shoots video in HD and shares them as easily as the SDX1 on YouTube or Facebook. You can also use it as a webcam to connect to Skype.
There is a revolution that's taking place as we speak in compact camcorders. Actually, did I say camcorders? These are supposed to be compact point-and-shoot still cameras. But you know something? They now shoot high definition. High definition.
I know you're very excited about this, but may I just put in a little checkpoint out here?
The picture's pretty crappy.
You know, the optics and what, I mean, that camcorder, that experience, somehow or the other, I believe that with so much of hype and buzz put in, when the consumer finally puts it onto his television, there's a little bit of disappointment.
So that's a question. So that's actually an interesting question to ask. Does it make sense to be shooting in high definition, but with the optics that don't really justify that picture billing?
And also the form factor is difficult to hold these and get that perfect video.
But you know, I don't know. I mean, okay,
this
here's a Kodak, right? This is one of the new Kodaks that are out there. And this is waterproof, it says, up to 3 meters. So, you know, I guess
that's pretty much a swimming pool for sure. The swimming pool part is done for sure. You know what I believe is the true revolution? That they're pumping all these things in, and look at the price point: 5,000 to 6,000, 7,000 to 8,000.
It's 9,000.
Price is 9,000. It's incredible. That's really the revolution, because at one time I couldn't understand why digital camera prices wouldn't fall. Now feature sets are up, prices are down.
Okay, so let's just take a look at some of these new point-and-shoots. They're really interesting in the sort of things they can do. They're small enough to carry around in your pocket. And hey, for 90% of people, maybe the picture quality, even the high definition or so-called high definition video will be just good enough. Take a look.
It's rather interesting to see the digital imaging world competing within themselves and within the categories to get better and enhanced feature sets at incredible prices. Take in case the Kodak PlaySpot, also a pocket camcorder that records up to 10 hours in HD and is also water resistant. You can shoot underwater up to 3 meters. It just might be great for a swimming pool shoot really, but an interesting feature set to attract buyers. Coming to the stills, Fujifilm has launched a whole new range of still cameras, but what caught our fancy was the compact cameras that record in HD at a price point ranging from 4,000 to 8,000 rupees. Let's take the best in this range, the J250. At a price point of only 8,000, it shoots your videos in HD and still at 14 megapixel. Another interesting feature that they added is the smile and blink detection. Yes, you smile and only then it will click a picture. A sure shot way to happy pictures. Also, if anyone in the photograph blinks, it will prompt you to reshoot. It's interesting to see some of these innovative features in compact camera like these. But let's get back to Panasonic to see what they had in store when it came to prosumer cameras in Japan. Well, we're here in Japan where Panasonic has just launched their set of digital cameras. And what better way to test them by actually going ahead and shooting with them. So here I have the FZ100 and also the LX5. I'm going to test both of them by actually taking some pictures while I see the countryside. The FZ100 felt sturdy in the hand and yet light enough to carry it around the city. I clicked pictures to test most of the features it boasted of. To begin with, the 1080p video recording, which I must admit lived up to my expectations. The colors were vibrant and the pictures very clear. Next, I began to judge the 14 megapixel still images. That too showed great picture quality. There were various modes like the intelligent auto mode that I stuck to for most part of the shoot. It worked well for me. And then the intelligent zoom feature that was actually demoed to us. It zooms up to 24x. Also demoed was the anti-blur and anti-shake function, but one must admit that the anti-blur function brought with it a lot of noise to the picture. Overall, the camera felt good in the hands and made me feel like a great photographer. The LX5. This is the prosumer, the camera that is meant to take the bulk of the serious photographer and yet give fantastic professional pictures. Almost like the second camera for a professional. For someone who doesn't want to compromise on picture quality even on a lazy Sunday. The Panasonic LX5. It looks strong, but the sleek value is low. The picture quality? You will not be disappointed. As a successor to the already successful LX3, the zoom levels are better with the 24 to 90mm equivalent lens and with the 10 megapixel that helps in rendering vivid pictures. And this too can record videos in HD. Well, the fact of the matter is that today you and I are actually spoiled for choice. If we go out into the market and want to purchase something that can record in full HD, we have choices ranging from a pocket camcorder to, of course, camcorders and even DSLRs. So the question remains, is there a category that can actually be eliminated? I'll be waiting for your answers. Just write to me at gadget@ndtv.com, or you could also log in on social.ndtv.com/gadgetguru. We'll be waiting for your answers.